All right, we're going to jump right into it today and look at the Blue Collar Projects module in NetSuite to be able to help us with our project financials and all things project operations as well. In this video series, you're going to see a lot of different videos about the different functionality within it. But today, what we're going to be covering is the project creation so that we can start to report upon some of our projects right here on our home dashboard to say, show me all the projects where, as an example, Connor might be our project manager. Or we can toggle that back and forth to say, look, we want to only see the ones that Luke happens to be the project manager on, that's fine. But long story short, we're going to talk about how we create that project, as well as how we get that project on the WIP report and how we create a contract for the project. So let's go back here to our home dashboard. And from the Blue Collar menu, we're going to go ahead and say Blue Collar Projects, New. We're going to give it a project number here. And we're also going to give it a name. Let's call it a Plaza Mall commercial build out. And it's going to be for, let's say, Etheridge Holdings. At this point, we're also going to assign it a project manager. Let's go ahead and pick our buddy Luke here and give it to him, and we'll go ahead and save the project. Now you'll notice a lot of times that when we create the project, we don't have any information here in the contract because we haven't created a contract for it yet. And of course, our budget's not going to be in there either from a cost perspective because, again, we haven't created a budget or uploaded a project budget for this or any of our cost estimate information in here. So let's go back to the contract tab and let's click the Create New Contract button. From here, we're going to use the standard NetSuite sales order. And we're going to go ahead and add some items. You'll notice that this has been designated as a blue collar project, which is great. It's exactly what we want to have it doing. And it's also pulling in information from the project like that Plaza Mall commercial build out. And it already knows that it's for Etheridge Holdings. So let's go ahead and say line item 10 here. And for that line item, let's go ahead and grab our just a contract lump sum item and just call it phase one. Whatever that deliverable ends up being. We can probably be a little bit more descriptive in real life. We'll call it 150,000 bucks, and we'll also add retentions of 10%. To make this easy, I'm just going to copy the previous line and then call this phase two or milestone two. We'll call it $135,000 for that. Oh, and I didn't give it a unique line number, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll copy the previous one again, give it a unique line number, and we'll go phase three. And this one will make 75,000 bucks. You can see where we could definitely add as many of these line items as we'd like. We can also say add a line item for something where we might be billing by the linear foot, by the eaches, by the cubic yards. We could actually even bill for specific items in our inventory, but that might be a little less common in the project space. So again, each of these items are going to have a 10% retention. If we wanted to override that because maybe one of these line items might not be subject to retention, that's fine. But we're going to keep it at everybody's doing 10% today. And we'll go ahead and hit save. All right. Now that it's saved, we're going to go ahead and jump back to the project itself. We're going to do a quick refresh. And now we can see where all that information has been brought in. So we have our original contract. We have our change orders that, of course, haven't happened yet, but this is where we'll start to log those. And we're going to have the combination of the two. So we'll take the 150 plus any changes that might happen to that specific line item to give us our current approved contract of the 150,000 or the 150,000 plus the change orders at that point. When we get into the change order section, we'll talk a little bit too how we might even add new line items, a new line item for change order number one, as example, another line item for change order number two. If that's the way that your business operates, that's 100% okay. All right, so from there, let's go ahead and jump into our WIP report and see how we add our brand newly created project into the WIP report. And here's the secret, actually, we don't have to do anything to add it. We're just going to go ahead and refresh the WIP report. Let it load, and then we'll filter this out by our project manager, Luke. And we can see where our new Plaza Mall commercial build out is already there for the total contract value of the $360,000. It's currently showing a projected gross profit of 100%. That's because we don't have any of our cost information or budget information in there yet. But join us next time when we'll be going over how to import a job cost budget from our estimating tool, or even how to enter that manually and then track costs against it with vendor bills, commitments with purchase orders, so on and so forth.